let me log it in. Oh, I gotta log it in on my computer.
Oh.
Alright, I'm...
Oh.
Alright.
Is there...
On the clock. I guess I kind of have to wait for... Hello everyone. If you see me looking this way, I'm looking at my computer to see comments and things like that, and when people join the live. Welcome. We have about a minute or so. We'll give people maybe a few minutes to come on in. If you're excited about Hobonichi, let me know in the chat. Let me know what you're excited for. If you have any questions to start, feel free to add them in the chat and I will look at them on my computer. Somebody else joining. Hello, welcome. We're going to give everybody a few minutes. We just decided to turn on the live a little early just in case to let people get settled in and figure things out as we go along. If you guys see me laughing at any given point in time, I have Lauren behind the camera helping me today. So if I'm just suddenly looking behind the camera and laughing, it's because Lauren is making me laugh. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you let me know in the chat below? Can you hear me okay? We have the air conditioning running right now, so I want to make sure I can hear you. If not, I can speak a little louder. Everyone okay? Can you hear me okay? I don't see any comments in the messages in the chat. I just want to make sure I'm speaking at a good enough tone.
Comment.
You can speak louder? Okay. I shall speak louder for you. No problem. I'll speak louder for you all. Are you all excited? I'm excited. Do you guys have any questions so far before I even start my whole spiel for you? today's live is basically just, I'll give you an overview of all the products we have, and then my whole goal is to answer any questions, ask away. If you have any questions about shipping, if you have any questions about pickup, if you have any questions about anything else, feel free to let me know in the chat. AC is constant. Yes, it will hopefully shut off very shortly. I apologize if it's very distracting, but I will do my best to speak louder and hopefully beat the air conditioning. Hello, welcome! I'm excited. I'm very excited. I already decided what I'm going to go with for this year. I have 2. Actually, that's a lie. I have 3 planned for my setup this year, and I will actually go into detail about that towards the end of the video today. Or just say the live, because it's live. Alright, I see some more people trickling in. We'll give them a few more minutes or so, if you're okay with that. Let's see, I'm going to split view here. There we go. It turned off for you all. Hopefully that helps you guys hear me better. And then at any given point in time when I'm showing any of the artist collections that we have, and you want to see something closer, please let me know in the chat below. Otherwise, I'm just going to go on and move on to the next one. Or if you have any specific questions about the paper, I have testers here so I can show you some. I can write in real time so you guys get a better idea of the paper and how it reacts with fountain pens, Sharpie, you name it. We have everything pretty much ready to go. So if you're interested in that, please do let me know in the chat. Be as active as you want in the chat. I'll be sure to get to answer all the questions that you have as they come in. I see there's a little bit of a lag. Is it very laggy for everybody over there? Out there in the wild? Seems like it's okay. Seems okay? Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, David. So I will get started now. I want to start off with what Hobonichi is. So Hobonichi is a wonderful Japanese brand that actually started out as a magazine. And I'm not sure if a lot of you knew that, but it started off as a magazine. And I have my notes here for the name because I don't want to mess it up. It is short for Hobonikan Ito Shinbun. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And it is founded by Shigesato Itoi. Hopefully I got that right too. Oh, I see some little emojis in the chat. Thank you. And the company started, again, I didn't mention it, but it was an online magazine. And then they moved towards making more tangible items like planners and things like that. There's covers. We have some stationery items, some stickers, post-it notes, all of the fun things ready to go for you. And it launched in 2001. So you're the snake. You're the snake, 2001. And it has become a classic for the people in the stationery community. Everyone knows the Hobonichi Techo. Everybody knows maybe the Weeks. Everybody knows the Cousin. Everybody knows the name, which is really, really kind of cool. And in my opinion, in such a short period of time, they've created such a legacy for the name of Hobonichi. And I'm very excited that we are going to be carrying it for the first time ever at Pen Boutique. And I'm very proud that I was able to be a part of that, making sure that we get this for all of you so that you guys can shop for your planner needs for 2026, as well as maybe in the near future, as we do have the 5 years available as well. So why is Hobonichi special? So most, I should say, I won't say all just because they have the notebooks as well as the date free, most of these planners here in front of me and behind me, or I should say behind you all, on the table, have day by day planner options. So you have, for example, today is the 30th, you have a space to write on the 30th, write anything down for the 30th, and so on and so forth. The paper, highly, highly, highly recommend this year's paper. There has been a big improvement. I personally have been using Hobonichi since 2023, excuse me, and I used last year's paper and I was a little disappointed, if I'm being completely honest, and I totally understand if everybody else was disappointed as well, but I will say they did make a huge, huge, huge change this year, and the paper is really great, buttery smooth, no bleeding, no feathering either, as well as very little see-through. I tested it with a Sharpie as well. The Sharpie gives a little bit of see-through, but I'm okay with it. Not see-through, it's a little bit more prominent, I should say, and I'm okay with that though, because I'm not really going to be using a Sharpie on my Hobonichi, so I'm very excited when it comes to paper. Oh no, the air conditioning came back. Hopefully, I'll speak a little louder. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully it's not too bad. If it does get really bad, let me know in the comments down below. We'll make sure we can go and try and turn it off for you all. And another thing I wanted to mention is that it's more of a philosophy, if you will. The cool thing about Hobonichi is that it's not just a planner. You can do anything you really want with it. It's all about your daily life and the things that you put in it. It's up to you how you use it. I know there's people on our team, for example, me, I use Hobonichi, Layla uses Hobonichi, and we use them in two totally different options. We use them two totally different ways. And I think that's the beauty of it. To me, I think when I'm picking a planner, it's hard for me to pick something that's already pre-made because there's typically not enough room for me to write what I want to write in, or attach stickers, or attach receipts, and things like that. So it's a great option, and I think you guys are just as excited as I am. So I think we're ready to go into the collection. So we have, will it still be 52 GSM? Yes, 52 GSM. Thank you for answering in the chat and asking questions. Please feel free to keep asking questions. So I'm gonna ask you guys. You guys will determine what I start with. I have here all the designed covers by artists, but behind me I have the rest of the collection. I have the A6, I have the 5-year, I have the Cousin, I have the Mega Weeks, and then I have some stationery items. What would you guys like to see first? I initially was going to show you this, but I think I want you guys to decide for me. What would you like to see first? Tell me in the chat. What would you like to see? I personally think this side, but it's up to you. I will let you all decide. It might be tricky. There's a lot to look at. We have, I will say, overall, not just necessarily a planner or a cover. Overall, we have, I believe, do not quote me on this, do not come at me, I believe we have over 80 different products from Hobonichi. Surprise us! Jeez. This side, I'm assuming it's this side is what you're referring to. We have surprise, A5 size. Most interested in the weeks, but as long as you get to it, I'm fine. Alrighty, so, you know what, I'll go with what I planned, but I'll do it differently. I'll start with the weeks first for you, David, and then we'll go to the other covers that we have, and then we'll move on to the following things. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to briefly show you all of them from the front view, and then we're going to switch the camera. Lauren will help me switch the camera, and we'll get you at a top view. And as I'm flipping through the pages, you can ask me to stop at any given time, just in case if you wanted to see something really close. So, big pile. For starters, we have the semi-soft cover in navy, a classic. I like the texture. It has a little bit of a fabric feel to it, and it's not too soft where I'm like, ooh, what if I put it in my bag and something is heavy in there? If it gets squished, it won't get squished. My favorite. This is my favorite, and this is actually one that I plan on getting and adding to my collection for this year. Let me open it both ways so you see. Woo! Some goodies fell out. See both sides. This is the Yuichi Inoue Amenimo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Makezu. I really butchered that, but the really cool thing about this is you might think this is just scribbles on a cover, but it actually is not. it is actually a Japanese poem that a lot of people in Japan know as it's part of their curriculum, which I think is really, really cool. And the poem gets you to think outside of the box, if you will, and it makes you second guess things, which is really, really kind of cool. And I really loved this because I felt like when I looked at it for the first time, I thought maybe, that's a maybe. But then I looked at it closer and I saw the scribbles on the back and how it looks like a draft. That's really what got me, and I really like that. And I like it even more because the pencil board inside that's included has the entire poem here with more scratches, as well as a little note from the writer here. And it also comes with this little cute card that you can include in your notebook. But it has a little bit of information here that I want to read to you all about the artist. So, here we go. Born in Tokyo in 1916, after graduating from, oh boy, Aoyama Normal School, taught in the Honjo Ward, Yokokawa Elementary School. Worked as an elementary and junior high school teacher until retirement. Studied calligraphy under Sokyu Udea before splitting in 1952 to establish the, oh boy, Bokujinkai. Gained international recognition for his vibrant style, hence the vibrant green. Held many exhibitions in Japan and abroad, including Japanese calligraphy exposition at the Museum of Modern Art in New York in 1954. He left behind over 3,000 works by the time he passed away on June 15, 1985 at the age of 69. So, quite a legacy to leave behind if you don't say. I think this is a great first start for the collections of the covers that are designed by the artists. What do we think? What do we think? Do we like it? I hope we like it. I like it. Adding it to my collection. Next, we have a really fun one. I think a lot of you might be interested in this. It's a really, I don't know what to call it, texture-wise. It's very smooth. It's simple, easy. And this is the Hubuyumi Kitagishi White Cat's Daily Life. So, I'm going to open it up so you see both sides. Oh! And I have some surprises that came out. So both sides, you can see here that there's very colorful designs of cats with things that might be in their daily lives. Might not be in ours, but in theirs. And I have the card as well. I will read you the card here. And it's all about Yumi Kitsugishi as well. So, they're an illustrator who creates work with a rich sense of color and warmth of hand drawing, giving people a picture book-like view on the world. Publications include It's Almost Christmas, published by Haku Sensha, and Kitty Cat Nursery Strolling Car, written by Hiroshi Ishizaki, published by Kondasha. Hopefully I did better with my pronunciation there. But that is the second artist collection that I have going for you all. Are we liking it so far? Somebody said, could you show the Day-Free A5? I will get to that, I promise. So next, we have Bow Tie in the Forest. I think it's really pretty. It has some bears on it. It has a squirrel collecting some acorns, some apples, a tree stump, an owl. And again, it's with the fabric texture, and it feels great. I love the feel in my hand. And this one is actually, can you tell? This one is a mega. So the mega is obviously mega in comparison to the regular Rubiks. So it's slightly bigger, but I still think it's great. And again, do not worry, we're going to go into a top view so you can see them closer. Next, I have Tolight, A Bright Year. This one is really, really cool. For all those artists out there, I think you will really, really appreciate this one this year. So I'm not sure if the camera is able to pick it up right now, but I'll make sure when we do the top view you can see it better. The flower on here is actually a painting, but the texture between the red part and the actual flower is different. The texture on the flower is raised, and you can actually feel the difference as you glide your hand over it. And then on the back, we also have the same thing, the gliding texture over the actual painted piece, and then it's more of a matte, soft texture on the pink part. Just in case you guys wanted to see both of them together, that is what they look like. And I want to read you the card as well. So Tolite. Tolite is a brand by designer Mei Ayoma, and the name combines the words try and light together to express the desire to strive for brightness and always rise to a challenge. The brand releases new collections every season, each of which revolve around handmade drawings by the designer. This concept invokes the freedom allowed when drawing the picture. I think that's great. And I really think that these little cards about the artists that make these specific covers is really nice. I personally will be adding mine to my planner when I'm ready to use it. I'm very excited. This one's very pretty. It has all these flowers on it. Hopefully you can see it there. We'll give you a closer look in just a second. Oh, it does come out different in the video. Thank you for letting me know. That's great. This one was actually very much a contender for me. I really liked the difference in the texture, and it's great. Next, we have another one that's kind of similar to the bow tie in the forest. This is bow tie galloping horses. So the entire thing is full of horses, and one of the horses has a bird on it. Really kind of cool. It's this nice, I don't know if I would call it brown. I feel like it's more of like a very, very faded metallic color, if you will. And the fabric feels great. I like how it feels in my hand. And again, it's a Mega Weeks. And then we're staying in the same concept, same family. We have another fabric one. This is the shirt fabric Foggy Plaid, and I feel like this is a perfect name for it. It's plaid, obviously, but it does give off a foggy feel. The gray, I feel like the slight light grayish, bluish tones give that foggy feel. And this one is a regular Weeks. And then I think a lot of you might be interested in this one too. This one is the Tamagotchi Hobonichi Weeks. This is our Tamagotchi, and it has all the little characters on the front. And then the exciting thing about this one, oops, it comes with stickers, and a sticker that's now on the floor, but it comes with stickers, and it's really, really cute. These stickers are all the different, I'm sorry, I was holding them upside down. Here we go, here's the stickers. We have all the different characters, thank you, Lord. And then we have this little character that is, from what I understand, is supposed to represent Hobonichi, which is very cool because it's actually hidden on the cover itself. So we'll get to that when we give you a closer view. But the stickers are really cute. There's some characters on there. There's some hearts. There's some food, a present, some cars, travel related stickers, and Santa. Santa's on there as well. All right, let's get to the last Weeks for you that's designed. This is Candy Striper Rando Dog and Cat. So from the first view, it might be like, wow, that is quite the holographic planner. It truly is, and because we don't have the studio lights on, it's not blinding me right now, but if we did have them on, I think it would be very, very bright. It has really, really cute cats and dogs on it. It says everything C and D on there, candy, and I just think it's cute. I think the little colors surrounding the animals make it a little bit more cute, and I like it. So that's the first set of Weeks. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick second to switch the camera around so you get a better view. You'll see what I have on the table, and we'll go through them each one by one so you get a better view of the planners. So give us just a moment to switch the camera. And then just, no, fix the... All right, so here's a closer view of the Hobonichi planner. I'll just flip through the pages really quick. It's a great ivory color, and I personally feel like the pages are buttery smooth. I really like the feel this year. If you guys want me to stop at any point in time, please do let me know in the chat. I'll be happy to stop at a certain point in the page for you to take a look. If you want me to get the tester and test it out live for you all, I can do that, no problem at all. But if not, I will move on to the next one so you get a better idea. Just give you a little view of the holographic part. Very Y2K weeks. Yes, I totally agree. Very Y2K. Here we have the Tamagotchi one. Let me just take this piece out here. So we have this one next. This is the Tamagotchi version. And this, I don't know if you could see that, this is the little character that's supposed to represent Hobonichi, which I think is really, really cute. So same thing, great feel to the paper. I love the ivory color. I feel like I'm going to be very happy when I use mine like I did this past year. And I want to give you a closer look at the stickers. So here are the stickers. Hopefully, here maybe that might be better for you guys to see. These are the stickers that come with the Tamagotchi version. And then here is also the little card with the information that you can, I feel like you can add to your planner. It's very, very cute. Do the covers have pockets anywhere? These covers by itself, no. These are just as is. However, if you are to purchase a Weeks or a Cousin with us, we are actually giving the first 100 customers a free clear case. In that free clear case, you have a pocket. Let me get that for you so you get a better idea. So I have this one here with the case on it just so you get an idea. Here there is a little pocket here, as well as in the back there's more of a like folder kind of little pocket here, and then this is a pen loop right here so you can have your pen loop. Yep, I almost forgot to mention that. So if you are one of the first 100 customers, you are able to get a free clear case with us. The stickers are so cute. Is this the only one that comes with stickers? Yes, this is the only one that comes with stickers. However, we do have other sticker options that I will get to shortly for you all. Let's move on to the next one. Next we have the Foggy Plaid. I'm hoping the camera is able to pick up the bluish tones on here. I feel like you might see it as gray, but it's a grayish blue with some browns and light gray and a cream color. I don't really know if you would like to see the pages still, but it's still the same Hobonichi paper. Beautiful layout, ready to go for you. And then here are the two bow tie megas. Let's see. Are you guys able to pick up on the design here? Does it come out really nice? You feel like your eyes are blurry with that one. This one? This one? Hopefully not this one. This one is the galloping horses. And then here we have the in the forest. So you can see up close that there is like some squirrels, some trees, the stump, the flowers, the bears, etc. They're both very nice. Yes, both of the bow ties are very, very nice. What distinguishes a mega from a non-mega? Great question. So here, this is just a regular Weeks here, and if you can see from the spine is relatively thin. I'll show you visually first the differences between the Weeks and then the Mega Weeks. So the Weeks is this is like the slim version of it, and then this is the Mega. And the slim version has 70 memo pages in the back, whereas the Mega has approximately 215 in the back versus 70 for the regular. So it's the same layout, it's just this one has more memo pages in the back. while I have this one out, I might as well show you the next one. So this is the next week's design here. Can you guys, is it picking up for you guys the different textures? Are you able to see it better now that you guys are closer? I hope you can see it better. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So I have a question here that says, which would be the best for sketching and artwork? So I will get to that actually towards the next section. These are actually great for that, but I think I can give you an even better option once we get to the different planners that we have moving on. So the flower is very, very pretty. Let's flip it to the other side so you guys can see the other side of the planner. And I think I really like the vibrance of the leaves, and then the actual little berries on the plant look really, really nice. And I like the pink shades here. I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly, but the pink and the orange really bring it to life, I think. And the vibrance of the green. And this flower too on the front is really, really nice. I like the color choices for it. Let's get to the next one. Hopefully you can see all the beautiful detail on that. This is extremely detailed, and I think it's great. What do we think so far? For the white cat's daily life. I think it's fun. I love the heart eye emoji. Here's the other side. It's very detailed and very intricate, and I think it's unique. And I will give you a sneak peek saying that we do have stationery items that do go along with it. Here's the next one, the one that I did show you previously about the poem in Japanese. And I will say, if you're a texture lover, this one is for you. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's a great texture to it, and I really think this golden yellow, kind of almost orange color really brings it to life, along with the green pencil card. I think the colors together are very, very fun, very vibrant and unique to this design. And I think it just makes the black and like ivory background come to life a little bit more. This one is great. This is my favorite. Do I have a poem translation? That is a great question. I will make sure I leave it in the chat for you all. If not, I will make sure that we have it on social media for you all as well. Next, I have the regular Hobonichi Weeks. This is the navy color, and this is a sample. So if you see any of them with our logo sticker on it and you are a local customer, that means you are able to come in and test them out in store before purchasing anything if you would like. If you are much more worried about not being able to get your hands on the items that you want, feel free to place an order when you're ready on this Sunday, so tomorrow. All right, while you're here, I'm actually going to keep you at this view and go straight into the covers. Now, something important to note for the covers this year is that Hobonichi is going back to a previous system that they had where you cannot buy the covers separately. So you need to buy, I shouldn't say you need to buy, when you are buying a Hobonichi this year for the cover specifically, you will be getting them as a set. You will not be able to buy them separately. You must be getting them as a set. And that being said, on our website, the price does reflect that. So be sure to maybe think about it a little bit beforehand. Maybe do some research about which ones you want. But hopefully I will be able to cover everything for you here. If you have any questions about them, please do let me know. And I will do my best to answer you as quickly as possible. So I think you guys can tell which cover this is. Very exciting on the inside. Why? Because there's a little dog. It's very, very cute. It comes with a lot of pockets, and it has these 2 pieces of string that you can use to bookmark your place, which is very, very cute. I think the inside material is really, really nice and smooth, and then the material on the inside does not have me worrying about when I put my Hobonichi inside the planner. I currently am just using a clear case, but I still think that the material on the inside is safe enough that I wouldn't have to worry if I did want to switch to something new. So that's the first one we have for you all. And then second, we have just a navy cover. Very simple, very sleek. And then we have the color that is called Flamingo, which I think is very, very fitting because the two colors together, I really think match and feel like flamingo to me. And again, all of these have these little strings here to bookmark your place. One has a triangle on this one, and then one has a rectangle, which is really kind of cute. It is a classic, yes. Here we go, into the fun stuff. So this is now, we're moving on to the A5 size. You can see we get a lot bigger going from A6 to A5. Here is an idea for you. Hopefully you can see that there. You get a good idea of the view. This is the difference between the A6 and the A5 size. Are the tabs on the side multiple pen loops? Indeed they are. So you have a loop here, and you have a loop here. Now, something really, really cool about this design is the inside. I'm really, really happy to show you the inside of the White Cat's daily life. So let's open it up. It looks like there's stuff on the inside of the pockets, when in reality, there's only really two things in here. The really, really cool thing is, hopefully you guys get a better view here. We have some hearts up here. We have little photos. Here, let me move this here out of the way. It looks like there's like a little note here. And I will say the texture, it's a little bit raised here. It has more of a smoother feel than it does on the actual little pockets. This one here is like two little photos. And then we have another little note here. And then if we go to the opposite side, there's a little photo strip and some sticker-like little drawings here of two cats, which is really, really cute. And it says me all the way at the top. And then the inside lining is a beautiful red, and I'd say like peachy, creamy, pinkish color. And it has some stripes going on there. And then the two strings, as per usual. Again, this is for the A5 size with two pen loops. Wasn't on my list, but now maybe. It's so cute. Yes, it is super, super cute. I think it's very unique. It's very vibrant, very fun. And there's even like a seal here. There's some birds, a pencil on the case, and writing in their planner here. I like this one. This one's really cute. It's the cat with an apple on its head. And then there's these two playing in the snow. Very, very cute. Let's move on to the next one. By the way, I wanted to show this before I forget. So we have the Hobonichi Techo 2026 Cousin in the English version, but we also have the Cousin in the Japanese version. So if you're somebody who's interested in the Japanese version, we will show that for you. Had to pop in and ask, what is the texture of the foggy plaid like? I love the design, but I can be a little sensitive to textures. Great question. Let's go back to that real quick. So let's see. It's soft, but I can feel a little bit, how do I describe this? I really don't know how to describe it. I can feel a lot more than I can with the regular navy cover. The navy cover I feel like is a little bit smoother than the foggy plaid, but at the same time, it is still, the foggy plaid is still very, very smooth. Yes, they are both fabric. So they're still very smooth. I think, I personally am not super duper sensitive to texture, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm the best person, but to me, it's not like a microfiber lens wipe. It's not, to me, it's not like that. But it's still a pleasant texture. Whereas, for example, this third one here is more hard, and it's more of like a plastic-esque texture, if that makes a difference. Here, let's see if that might help you. If like you can hear the texture here, whereas you hear it less and less. Maybe that helps. I hope that helps, Caleb. Hopefully. If you have any other questions, and if you're a local customer, feel free to come on in and we'll be happy to show you in person and have you feel what they feel like, just in case, because we want to make sure you find something that is perfect for you. All right, here is our next cover for you all. Again, we have the Candy Striper Random Dog and Cat. It's very, very cute. This time it's black, whereas the A6 was the pink background, and it has all the same dogs and cats on it. Very, very, very cute with the 2 pen loops here. Love the poem one, yes. It's a great one. Now, this one. I think a lot of you probably are excited to see this. I'm stumbling over my words today. This is the Tamagotchi cover. Woohoo! And it is quite the cover. There's a lot going on, but it's a lot of fun things going on. It's very, very cute. Can you guys spot the little Hobonichi logo? Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Let's see if you can see it. Hopefully you guys can see the whole thing. I don't know if you can. Yeah? Cool. Lauren is nodding in the back. That means I'm doing a good job. Let's see. Let's open this up. Here. There's multiple on there. I'm just joking. I'll show you. I won't make you guys struggle. There's one here, and then you flip it to the back. There's another one over here. It's really, really cute. But that is for the cousin. Oh, I forgot to show you on the inside. I'm so sorry. On the inside, we have the little Hobonichi version of a Tamagotchi. Fun little character. And then we have one peeking in the inside of the pocket, as well as one peeking out of the inside lining. And then this one also does come with some more stickers. So if you're a sticker person and you're a cover person, I highly recommend. And then we have the 2 strings that are in black. Love Tamagotchi, yes! Cool, cool. That is the 3rd to last cover that we have for you. And then we jump straight into the Foggy Plaid. Now, texture-wise, I'm going to go back to texture just because I think that might be helpful for some people. This is much softer than the Weeks, actually. And I think it is very beautiful. I like the design. I like that the inside is more of, oops, I have it upside down. I like that the inside is more of a creamish color, and then the brown accents with the little strings to bookmark your place. I think it adds a little bit of fun. It's more of an earthy tone to me, I think, the inside of the planner. And I really like that. I've been into earthy tones lately, and I think it's great. Is there coffee being served? Where are you referring to coffee being served? And then we have a really, really cute cover. This is a babyish pink. I think it's very palish pink. And it has, I forgot to mention that these have little folders in the front. And then we go to the inside, a contrasting color. It's brown. How durable are these covers? Can we reuse them for many years to come? That is a great question. These are very, very durable. I know just from experiencing covers myself from Hobonichi, they are very, very sturdy. And I actually have a team member that did purchase a cover quite a few years ago, and they are still using it to this day, which is really kind of cool. But I really love this like cocoa brown color, and then there's this accent in purple. I feel like it's purple, but my eyes could be tricking me. It's more of a purple color to go with the pink. I think the pink, brown, and purple is really, really fun. All right, that is all for those covers. Let me hand these weeks on over to Lauren, and then we are going to go straight into the A6 size that we have. So bear with us for a moment as we get this next setup for you. Thank you. So I have some things open. I have some things open here, and I have some things closed here. Let me explain why that is. I have several covers I switched out. They are very durable. Thank you for chiming in here, Brandon and Stephanie. That's so thankful. I'm very thankful to you both. So, all right, I'm going to start with the A5s that we have going on here so far. So I think most of you are very used to the Techno Originals. Now, looking at our two samples here, you might be like, what is the difference between the two, other than the fact that the sticker's in a different place and the writing's in a different color? The writing is in a different color for a reason. The yellowish, mustardish color is the English versions, whereas the grayish, I think it's gray, the gray color is the Japanese versions. So if I were to open this just to show you, so for example here, we have the date at the top with some Japanese characters here, as well as Japanese characters in the background, and the little excerpts on the bottom here. Whereas in the English version, if I were to open it up, it has the English here with the date, and then the little bits at the bottom as well. And one thing I did notice this year, which I feel like maybe only I noticed, was the colors of the months on the page are a slightly different hue this year. I don't know if it's a little bit more vibrant, but I noticed it's a little bit different than last year's, and I really, really like it. It gives me something a little fun to look forward to. And then we have the Hobonichi Techno Original Planner. It has the name Planner in it. So for first off, it is a textured leather feel, and it's slightly different. You might be like, why is it so different? Why is it called planner versus not blah 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 blah? But this first off is the English version, so we have the date, and there's no block off here on the side for you, so it's just one entire little piece of grid paper, and it goes all the way through the end. And you have a little bit of dot note paper. If you're interested in dot grid paper, this is here for you. It's a red dot paper with an ivory off-white color, if you will. I have a question here that says, since this year covers come with the planner, is there a planner a plain cover, or does the planner match the cover too? So you are able to purchase these individually as is. If you did purchase them individually, if you are one of the first 100 customers, we will be giving you a clear case, or a clear cover, if you will. So if you can see here, I have a clear cover on this one here, so you will be able to receive that if you order a cousin or a weeks with us. And as I have the closed ones here, I just did want to show you that we do have the English version as well as the Japanese version available for you. And then we see here, if something sells out, will you be restocking said items? Yes, we are looking to do a restock. We are unsure of when that will be. However, we will be doing a restock, and we might be stocking items that you currently do not see that they are offering as well on Hobonichi's website. So for example, if you see an artist design that you didn't originally see when I first went through them, we may have them when we do our second order. So again, the Hobonichi is the Japanese version. For the Techno Original is in red lettering, whereas the English version is in the yellowish mustard color. And I will say that the English version is a Monday start. And then we have some more examples of the English A6 size for you. Any questions so far on this one? Do you have any questions before we move on to the next things? Oh, here's the cover for you all. I just wanted to show you that this is a black cover with the baby blue. I feel like it's a baby blue cover, and how easy it is to put your Hobonichi inside, and how many pockets it does have available for you. And again, anything with a sticker is available for testing in store. If you are a local customer, you can feel free to test these as early as today. We have these for you ready to go. And then we have the Hobonichi Hon Slash. This one's fun. Here, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we did some testing of ink on this one. Here is a little test here I see there is a Faber-Castell event on September 20th. Will you be there with these Hobonichi pieces? So, that's a great question. We do have not a launching event, excuse me. We have a in-store event with Rachel from Faber-Castell on September 20th in-store. That will be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if we do not sell out of all of these pieces by then, yes, we will have them. If not, we will be sure to take your information down to see which pieces you're looking for, and we can let you know when we get them back in stock if we do. So, Hobonichi Hon Slash has some beautiful grid paper in the back, and a great little addition to the A6 pile. Any questions before I move on to the next section that we got going on? Will it be live streamed as well? No, unfortunately not. We will not be live streaming our in-store event with Rachel. Next question we got. Can you buy the Japanese version with a cover for the A6? I know the covers aren't sold alone. Yes. So there are certain Hobonichi Techno Original A6s that are already set aside. We currently will be having the ones packaged. So for example, do we have anything already packaged? Can you grab me that pile, the second one, underneath the other one? Sorry everyone, I'm chatting with Lauren behind the camera real quick, just so I can give you an idea of what it looks like. The Hobonichi event. Does the Hobonichi event start at 10 p.m. tomorrow? Correct. So as early as 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, the one under the leather. On Sunday, so Sunday the 31st at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can purchase any of these Hobonichi items on our website. And just so you get an idea, so this is how the A6 comes packaged. And this is like the exact same one. We don't really have any say of what is inside actually. They come as is and we are unfortunately not able to open it. But this, just from me looking at it, I can tell that this is the English version. I'm not 100% sure if there is anything that we are able to unpackage to let you know if there is a Japanese version available. But I will be sure to make sure I triple check that information for you. And if you're on our social media, I will, if you're not already, please do follow us on social media and I'll be sure to cover that information for you on either our stories or on a post with a FAQ kind of thing. Any more questions on A6 before I move on to the next section? The next section will be the rest of the weeks, the covers and the options that we have for that. And then we will jump into the cousin. Thank you. How we doing so far? Am I talking too fast? Am I covering everything that you guys want covered? Covered. I'm too good. Alright, so here, for starters, we have the Week in the Slim. This is a soft cover. And this is a sample as well. So if you're local, feel free to come in and test it out before you decide on anything. Let's see if I can get to a page that has some nice tested, some fountain pens. Let's see. Where's the page that I used? Time to find the page. Here we go. So if any of you watched the video that I posted earlier this morning at 9, I did a paper comparison and this is what I wrote on the paper. So I have the Leonardo MZG 2.0 Power of the Flowers Collection Dahlia Eveline in fine, and I was using a Waringo Inferno ink. And then I jumped to a Lamy 2000 in black with a fine nib, and this is the Diamine Aurora Borealis ink. And then I jumped to a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. That is my approximate fine. I'm calling it an approximate fine because it was grinded down by Damien from All in the Nib, and the ink color is Lilac Night. And then I jumped to the Lamy All-Star Azure in extra fine, and that is Burgundy Royale ink from Diamine as well. And then I did a fine Sharpie. And I'll just give you guys a closer look at the back of the paper. Hopefully you guys can see what it looks like on the back of the paper. And let's turn to another page. Ooh, so somebody here used a highlighter as well as a sheening ink. See what it looks like on the opposite side. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's fun. I think it's great. I think although they're see-through, I'm used to it because I'm a Hobonichi user for a few years now, so I don't find that there's any little problem with that. I know I'm gonna see through behind it a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Question is it possible to have them custom engraved? That's a great question. I will double triple check for you and make sure I get an answer for you. So be sure to follow us on our social media so that you know if that is answerable. Paper looking good this year. Yes, it's looking great. I am very happy with it in comparison to last year. So I personally am really loving it. I actually am adding a Weeks to my collection again, even though I thought I wasn't. I will be using a Cousin and a Weeks. Now I have two piles here. I'll quickly run through the colors that are available for the Weeks, and then we'll go on to the Mega, and then we'll move on to the next section. So we have a black here. Hopefully with the plastic, it's not too bad. It's not a bad view. We have the black here. We have this olive green. It's a really, really nice green. It's an antique green. And then we have the Pinoy purple. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Ooh, fun. Yellow. We have full moon yellow. I like it. I've been into yellows lately, and I feel like this is a great cover for those yellow fans out there. And then we have strawberry milk, which I feel like is really fitting. It's a great pinkish, strawberry milkish color. And then we have the same blue, cosmic blue from earlier. And then we move on to the Weeks Mega. Oops, I forgot to put these slim out. So the slim we have in this ivoryish color. Ooh, sorry for that noise. We have that ivoryish color, and then we have this black color as well, if you're interested in the slim with the soft cover. And then we have 4 colors for the Mega, the same colors that we just showed before, and they are much thicker. Again, with approximately 215 more pages in the back, the memo pages at the end for the Weeks, in comparison to the regular. Any questions on the Weeks, guys? Nope. All right. Let's move on to some of the leather options that we have for the Weeks. Give us a moment while Lauren gets that ready for me. Thank you. So let's start off with this beautiful wine brown leather. So this is the Hobonichi Techo 2026 English edition with the Monday start. And so it has 75 memo pages. It starts on in January, and then it is the Weeks. And I really like this little way to open it. It's very, very fun. So let me open it real quick. It is a beautiful, beautiful brown. And I think wine brown is the perfect description for this color. Very smooth. For texture, it is super smooth. I like being able to see the grainy bits to it. It's very, very fun. I feel like the 2026 is more of, I'd say more of a rose goldish color rather than a full-on gold, which I really, really like. And again, the paper is much, much better this year in comparison to last year. Hey Michelle, let's see what you got. Earlier you showed Weeks with characters on it. What was that? Are you referring to the characters as in like the animal characters, or are you referring to the characters in Japanese? So that's the first leather option we have for you all. And then we jump into the Weeks again, which has a little zipper here. And then you can put your Weeks on the inside. I don't want to open this just because I want to make sure I protect the kit cover and don't get it dirty at all. And then I have the bigger one, which actually I think I'll open for you all just so you guys get a better idea of what it looks like. It is a beautiful, beautiful leather. It's more of a burgundy rather than a brown, this one. And it is just, I love it. It's so soft. It's very, very pretty. I really like the color. It's like a wine, burgundy, wine-ish color. Zips open here, and then you have a lot of pockets on the inside. So you have a little pocket here. Maybe you want to put some little highlighters, pens, stickers, whatever it may be. And then you have another option here and a third pocket. And then you move on to the next section where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little slots to put things in, a pen loop, and then you have the opportunity to put something behind it as well. And the zipper is very smooth. It's a very, very smooth zipper. So that is really, really cool. And then it has this cute little detail where it says handwrite with a little bit itty bitty fountain pen. So, so cute. Thank you for answering in the chat, David. Yes. It was the Amenimo Mazeku. I'll show it in just a second. Oh, I forgot to put that in there. Oh well. Here we go. Here it is. The Japanese characters written on it. It looks like it's dirty, but I promise you it is not. It is the design. It is the design by the artist, and I think it is great. Let me show you it opened all the way. There you go. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to stationery real quick. So we have a bunch of stationery options for you guys today. Well, not today, starting tomorrow at 10 p.m. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so quite a lot of stuff to start here with, but I want to start with I'll get to this at the end. I want to start with some of the things that I personally think are fun, and I think that some of you might look forward to. So what we're going to start with is stickers. So we have a bunch of sticker sets. So for starters, this is the schedule sticker set. So you can see that there's like an event thing, there's a little travel line, question marks and exclamation points. You have an event box, a bunch of different really, really cute, and I wouldn't say muted, but like not as vibrant of a color for these stickers, and I really, really like that. I think the stickers are really nice, and I think that there are quite a bit of them in there, so you can see that there's a bunch of different types of stickers ready to go for you. And then we have another sticker set which you can write dates on or add a little word here to tell you what that day was, or even like a sun for the temperature and telling you what it was like outside. And then we jump into some stickers here. This might be a little bit confusing for you, but these are actually all index stickers. If you can see really, really close here, this is, and I will give you an idea of what these stickers are like. So because they're repeated on both sides, all you have to do is line the paper up here, line your Hobonichi paper up, and then fold them in half, and then they become index stickers for you. So basically you line it up here in the middle, fold it in half, and you're good to go. And then we have a bunch of options here for dots. We have some transparent sticker dots in the 15mm size, 6mm size, and the 3.5. And I think some of you might be like, why do you need dots? What do you need dots for? Why is that important? It's important because if, for example, in the weeks, just because I have the weeks right in front of me, if I wanted to mark something down, just to give you a little insight of how I use my Hobonichi, this section of my Hobonichi is used for my steps. I track my steps here, and right now what I do is I just use a highlighter and I write the number of steps I take here and coordinate a certain color and mark it here on the day. However, if I were to get the 3.5mm dots, I'd be able to just easily put these dots on those sections, and I will not have to continuously get a different color, get a different pen, get a different color, get a different pen to mark each day out. So I think that these are very, very useful if you do track things like steps or calorie intake, etc. And I do think that the colors are really, really fun. They're very, very me, if you will. I like the colors, and I think they're very fun. And then lastly, we have some index stickers as well. So these are slightly smaller than the ones with the little design on it. However, the ones with the numbers here are much more narrow. So 2 options for index stickers for you all. And then we jump to sticky notes. Really, really fun shapes here on this design. The shapes design little, I guess this is more of a mustard yellow, an olive khaki green, a blue, and a purple. And then we have a brown dotted purple and more of a teal, a washed out teal. And then a little post-it note that looks like a ruler in this reddish color, which is really, really cute. You're very, very welcome, Michelle. It says, Kristi and Lauren, you are all doing an awesome job. Not an amazing job, an awesome job. We're doing an awesome job. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for your kind words. All right, let's move that out of the side, onto the side. And then we have some options here, but before I get to that, let me quickly show you the transparent sticky notes. These are 6.5 by 24 millimeters, and there are 12 colors with 40 sheets each, which is quite a lot, actually. I personally would use these. You can see that there's 12 different colors here, and you can easily keep this little, I wouldn't know if you will call it a case, but you can keep this little piece here to make sure you cover them and do not get them messed up if you throw them in your bag. If you're like me and throw your things in your bag. Next we have double stick tape. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm hoping you guys can see in there and that there's a little bit of yellow in there. I'm not sure if you can, but in here there are double-sided sticky tape little strips so that you can use it for your planner if need be. And the nice thing is that it's covered to make it look like a little folder, so you don't have to worry about something sticking to it and then not being able to use them again. And then we have 3 items here that are like little folders, little, I don't know if we would call them plastic, but fun little vibrant colors. And then we move on to something fun. This is really fun. I personally did not know that this was a thing until this year. This is the Hobonichi Techo X Deco Run, and you might be looking at these stickers and they are, these boxes and be like, what are they? These are little stickers. So there's the Tamagotchi sticker sets that are in here. This little guy cracks me up every single time. And you might be like, how does this work with this? Great question. So I can't open these, however, I'm going to try and explain this to you to the best of my ability. So there's stickers in here in a roll. What you do is you open this up, put it on the inside. It's like a whiteout little tape runner thing here. Put it on the inside and out comes the sticker designs. So here's a little example. So you open it up, put it in, and then it comes out like the whiteout tape runner kind of deal. And it's really, really cute. And it is 10 millimeters by 3 meters. Well, yeah. Well, so you have quite a lot of the stickers in this one little box, surprisingly. So it goes together like this. All right, so next, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be very excited about this. So we have, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum. Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell? How are we doing in the chat, everybody? Everyone doing okay? Am I going at a good pace? Yumi Kitsagishi. I feel like I'm butchering that. I hope I'm not. Kitsagishi. Yumi Kitsagishi. Yes, this is the Yumi Kitsagishi sets that we have for the stationery. So this is actually really, really cute. I thought it was cute, and I wish that some of the other artists did something like this because it is so cute. So this is a little mini card set. It has a bunch of different designs here. It has a pink design, a teal design, a black design, and it shows you the different options for the paper. And let me see here. There's 6 total, and there's some separate papers in the back as well. And then this is a really, really cool option for the Yumi Kitsugishi option. Wow, I'm saying option quite a lot. It's very, very cool. It's a little bookmark with a little cat design from the Daily Life Oh no, the air conditioning came back on. So it's another great option. I'll try to speak a little bit louder. Please let me know in the chat if you need me to speak even louder. And I think it's a great addition. I like that it's going to stick out of the notebook. For example, here you can see down here that it will be sticking out of the notebook. Really, really cute. And then lastly, we have these stickers. So there are quite a lot of stickers here with a lot of detail. I just noticed that there's pandas here, and I think that's so cute. And there's a cat in a carrot. That's even cuter. Now that I'm looking at this closely with you guys, I feel like I need to get it, even though I'm not gonna get the cover. However, I think it's great. Here we go. We got another question. It says, I'm sorry to ask again, which planner are you going to recommend for sketching and art? Or am I jumping the gun? Thanks. No problem for that. I am going to be talking about that shortly. I haven't gotten to the rest of the collection just yet, but bear with me. I have a few more things to go through, and then I will be getting to that for you. And I will hopefully give you a good recommendation for that. Next, we're going to jump into the Cousin. Why don't we jump into the Cousin? I think a lot of people are excited for the Cousin. I'm very excited for the Cousin. Thank you. All right, heavy pile here. So, again, stickers. What does that mean? You can test it. We have 3 things here. I'll go with the cover first to show you. This is a like muted buttery brown. Wow, I am mixing up my words today. Butter yellow, and then you open it up and there's a nice teal. And we have the Hobonichi on the inside for you to test. This is the English version. Beautiful paper. I really, really like the colors that they chose this year. It's slightly different to somebody that didn't pay attention to it last year or maybe the year before. It might not be that visible, but I think it's really, really great. I really like this color choice, and like even just like looking at that blue that was peeking out, I really, really enjoy that. So that is a sample for you all. The next sample that I do have here is the Hobonichi Cousin, the Japanese version. How do I know? Again, these are so valuable. I love every article. Yes, they are. And so how do I know? The color. Let's review. A little quiz time. Which one is this one? Which one is this one? I'm just kidding. I won't quiz you guys. The gray is the Japanese version, whereas the yellow mustardish color is the English version. And I will do a side-by-side comparison for you very, very quickly. Here, let's open to May and May. So, what you see at the bottom, there's not a terribly big difference, but we have some writing in English here. We have some Japanese characters here. And then we have, let's see, here we have some Japanese characters kind of like in the back of the grid. Whereas in this one, you don't have anything. And then at the top, we have the numbers for the date, and then we have some Japanese characters on the bottom, and then we have the day of the week in a color that corresponds with the month. And again, these 2 are testers available for you, so if you're interested, feel free to come on in store and test them out. And then I just wanted to show you guys what the Cousins look like when they come in, so the Japanese version versus the English version. And then I just also wanted to show you guys an example of the cover, how it comes. It does come in the set together. We are not allowed to open it. However, please do not worry, they are very much protected. This is just the outer packaging. There's more packaging on the inside, and then even more packaging on the inside after that. And then, can you get me that leather piece that's right there? I just wanted to show you this. So if you remember this leather case that I went through before, there is the same option for the A5 Cousin. And here you can see it comes together quite literally just right beside it. It has the English version here and the leather cover. And I do want to reiterate that you are not able to get the covers separately. And the price does reflect that when you are purchasing anything, whether that be a Cousin, a Weeks, a notebook, and or anything else, regardless of the size. It will note that please do pay attention to the listings on our website when you are looking. It is important to make sure that you are looking for the correct name in the listing. Make sure you're looking for, if you want the notebook by itself, make sure you are not looking for the listing that has a cover included, or also just pay attention to the numbers. The prices are different. Pay attention to the numbers if you are interested in one thing individually versus one thing with a cover. Alright, let's move on to the regular notebooks. This is where I will get to my recommendations for somebody who likes sketching and art. So, if you have never heard of their notebooks before, well, I would recommend you pay attention because they're so great. Alright. 3 notebooks. And I have the day 3 here. We'll get to it in just a second. 3 notebooks. 3 different options. Well, technically 6 options. 3 different paper options that I'm very excited to show you. So, let's start off with the A6 sizes. I really like the color combination, actually. I like this teal, I like this middle yellowish, orangish color, and then the gray. I think they're great. So, we have grid, lined, and blank. So, the gray, we have the A5 and the A6. This is blank. If you're looking for anything like that, this is a good thing to get. And I highly recommend this one, actually. I recommend the blank for any sketching or artwork. However, I do not recommend painting with acrylics or any kind of heavy paint markers on the Hobonichis, regardless of which one it is. I would say it holds watercolor relatively well, and it holds watercolor well. It does well with fountain pen ink paintings, but I do not recommend anything to do with acrylic. I've never tried pastels, but I think pastel would be great with it too. And then yellow, we have the graph. Yellow is graph paper. And then we get to blue. I think this is my favorite color of the 3, and this is lined. So this one you can actually tell based off of the little lines here that this is lined. And if you look really closely on this one, you can see that there is boxes surrounding the Japanese characters, and that to me implies that it is grid, which it is. And then you go back to the gray one real quick. There's nothing on it, so that reminds me that it's blank. But I remember the colors that which help me remember what kind of paper it is. So gray, what do you think? Blank. When you look at the yellowish goldish color, what do you think? Graph. And then the tealish, pastel tealish color, you think of lined. Are there any covers for the notebooks? We have the clear covers that will fit the A6. I'm not 100% sure if the Cousin A5 covers will fit the A5 notebooks as well. I'm pretty sure they will. I'm just thinking that they might leave a little bit of excess. Even though they're A5, I feel like they might leave a little excess on the notebook. But, again, we will test that out for you and let you know come tomorrow before the release day. You mean soft pastels or oil pastels or both? I personally think that soft pastels would do well on it. I'm not 100% sure for oil pastels. I don't know why. I feel like soft pastels would do slightly better than oil pastels for these. But I do recommend the blank. Now, I want to move on to the day free. Somebody did ask in the chat about the day free, and I have one ready to go to show you here. So, day free. This is how it comes, the Japanese version. We have it in A5, and it goes from 2025, December of 2025 to March of 2027. Now, I am a fan of blue, so I personally like this cover, and I think maybe I'll do very minimal stickers on this one this time around. And I will say, it is my first time using the day free, and I'm very excited for it because I think I am going to have a great system. I'm not sure if I will write every day, so day free might work for me. Okay, so great. let me answer this all for you. So let's do a run through of what the day free looks like. So as you open it, you get an overview of the year to come, and then 2027. It also gives you 2025. And then you come to this page here, which gives you, what I personally use this section for is important dates, as well as birthdays or important things that might not be in my phone calendar. I use this as a reference point. So say, for example, if I'm writing on a page here, I want to refer to something, I come back to this page or this page, since there's 2 pages of them. But I like to do like federal holidays, birthdays, important things that I need to make sure I remember. For example, a doctor's appointment, I will make sure I write it in this first section that I can always refer to it, no matter what planner I'm using. If I'm using a week's, I will do that. If I'm using a cousin, I will do that. I'll make sure I'm doing the same thing in every single one of them. So no matter what time I'm looking at a page, or which page I'm looking at, it could be in the cousin, the weeks, or the day free, I always have this to reference to. So that's my favorite thing about the front piece. Not a lot of people might use it, but I personally do love using it and color coding things if need be. And then you get into the monthly section. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You have the grid paper showing off the months, and then it also does show you here, once you get into 2027, it does show the year 2027. And once you get into it, it's just the grid paper, the beautiful grid paper. This is slightly more off-white than it is ivory, and I think it's really, really pretty. I like all the colors of the paper options this year. I think they're very fun. And it, again, is a great paper this year. I love, love, love the improvements that they made to the paper, and I know I won't be disappointed with this one. And let me go to the end so I can tell you an exact number. It goes up to 171 pages, and then you go into a timetable. You have graph paper, you have your favorite section, my 100, and so on and so forth. And some really, really cute little cartoon characters drawn inside. You have a fish that looks really, really cool. And then the last page is some date numbers here. And you have like a gift page where you can keep track of everything. And then that is the end of the day free. What do we think? Is there anything that I can cover for the day free? We have a question that says, are there specific covers for the day free, or can I use my A5 cover? Why don't we test that out for you right now? So I have a Hobonichi Cousin here with the clear cover. And let's see what we can do here. Just because the clear one is on hand, I just wanted to test it for you all. Let's do a quick test here and see what it looks like. All right, so this is the cover for the Cousin, actually, and you can see it fits. It has a little bit of wiggle room here, and it has a little bit of wiggle room depending on how you position it, but it is something that fits. But I do think you can use any other type of A5 cover. Specifically, we do not carry any covers for the day free. However, we do have the A5 covers for the Cousin readily available for you. Hopefully that answered your question. Let's move on to the 5 years real quick. Yay! Thanks for the cover test on the day free. I will get one. Hooray! That's very, very exciting. It's my first year for the day free, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it, actually. I am very, very excited to use it. I want to show you real quick what my current weeks looks like. I'm not sure if this is too close. Let me try to back it up here. This is what my current weeks looks like. And you can see it does not even close anymore. It is being used to the brim. And what I've decided this year with the day free is I want to take the pages that I added, like little bits and pieces from certain things. I want to take that and add that into here, into my day free, and use the weeks for something else, which I will discuss towards the end of the live. But I'm very, very excited. It's new to me. I was really drawn to it by the cover, and I think it's very, very fun. Let's move on to the 5-year. Now, there is not much that I can show you that from here. I am not able to open the plastic wrap for you, but I did want to show you that we do have the 5-year. We have it available. This one has the touch on the back. I can open this one for you. I will in just a moment. And then we have the one here that comes with 2 different boxes. Now, I will open this for you. So, it goes from 2026 to 2030, which I find crazy. I can't believe that's the next 5 years already. Very, very crazy. Now, if I were to open the box, it comes with a little bit of information for you. Now, I can't read Japanese, so I am relying on pictures here. But I feel like there's very much a lot that you can do here with the A5. The 5-year is such a big commitment for me. I totally understand. I feel like that is a lot for a lot of people, which is very, very valid. Here we go. Here we have, if it wants to open, a little example piece of paper, which I think is great. And then you get the 5-year with this beautiful leather cover. And I love the texture. I love that I can feel the texture between the letter, the characters, and the numbers, and the actual leather itself. And I think it just looks very classy. I don't know. I like the color. I feel like it's a reddish, brownish color. There's a better view of the color by itself without the lettering. And then you could see here. One thing you could notice is that the little rectangles that show you the months are different in comparison to the cousin. The cousin has colored, whereas this one is gray. And then you can see 2026 to 2030. You then open up to 2026 calendar, 2027, 2028, 2029, and 2030, and then you go straight into it. And I think it is a great option for somebody who is interested in keeping track of things all in one planner. You don't have to worry about getting your hands on a new planner each year, whereas you can have it all in one spot. You don't have to worry, oh, I didn't get it this year. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get it now that I forgot about it. And I think you'll be good to go with this one planner. Has anybody used the 5-year before? I'm just curious. I personally have not used it before. Yes, you have. How do you like it? Please let me know. Have you liked using the 5-year? We're going to move on to the covers for the A6 momentarily, and then we're going to move on to the Hon Slash, and then I want to get to answering any questions that I might not have answered. Let's see. I don't write it every day, but I like thinking about it in my back in my entries. That's the beauty of it, right? I think it's really, really a beautiful thing. Here we go. Here we have some of the A5 covers for you. This is the black with the baby blue on the inside, and then we have the planner on the inside. So this is just black and clear with clear blue. And then we have this next one, which is Butterscotch. And I feel like it's a great fit for the color. I think it's a great name. And if you see this line here, that just signifies that there's a pocket. So you can put something in there just in case if you needed it, if you forgot about it. No need to worry. And then we have, oh, there's another Post-it. Then we have the Yumi Kitsugishi White Cat's Daily Life. We have, this one's actually referred to as Cat's Table, and it's slightly different because it has all these little shapes here put on top of each other, more like patchwork rather than just symmetrical shapes here and there. And the little pen loops are different, which I find really, really cute. And then here's the back. And then lastly, we have the Tamagotchi little size for the A6. Very, very fun, full of different characters, a bunch of different vibrant colors that I really love, and I think it's a great addition to the collection this year, and I hope you guys like it. And now we're gonna move on to the Hon Slash. Here we go. We have 3 of them. We have the navy, the black, and then we have the ivory. Very, very fun. They're hardcover, and I'm very, very excited that we do have them. Do we have any questions about these, the Hon Slash? So far looking like no. Very good. Very, very good. Hopefully I'm answering all the questions and I'm making it very clear for what you guys have, or what you guys are interested in, I should say. Okie dokie. So we have the Hon, which is A5. Yes, only an A5. We do have the A6 tester for right now. I did not see that we did have the A6 Slash available to purchase. However, I will triple check that for you and make sure we get that answered. So we have it with the Slash, the Hon Slash, we have it as the same layout as the Cousin, and it's an all-in-one hardcover Cousin with the daily, weekly, and monthly spreads. So it's really, really great for memory keeping, it's a high capacity planner. It has everything you need ready to go. And you can see here, it's the same concept as a Cousin. You get the little pen loop here, and it's a hardcover. You can see everything here is pretty much the same as the Cousin. I like the look of the Hon. Yeah, I really like the look of it too. It's very, very sleek. This one, compared to the other two, these two are identical, just different color for the gold foil. This one's gold, this one's more of a rose gold. This one is textured. I'm not sure if you could see it on the camera because there's this plastic wrap here, but it's referred to as the black gingham because it has the little gingham-like texture just built into the cover, and it's very, very pleasant. I really, really like the feel. So is the Hon this Cousin with a hardcover? So the Hon is, yes, it is the same as the Cousin, referring to the layout. It's either in the English or Japanese version. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. We have this with the January start, Monday start. Yep. Let's see here if this one is any different. These are all the same. Yep. So the Hobonichi Tacho Hon paper series with the A5 size daily January start, Monday start. There we go. Those are the 3 that we have ready to go. Any questions so far? How are we feeling? How are we feeling about, do we know what we want? Do we know what we want? Yeah. Maybe did I cover things that might help you figure out what you would like? I sure hope so. So with it being a hardcover, does it get impossible to close after a few months of use? I will be completely honest, I have never used the Hon series. However, let's see. Lauren, do you mind grabbing the Hon series, the A6 size? The smaller one. Let's do a little test really quick. The top one. Sorry, I don't know why I was whispering. I know you guys know Lauren is in the background. Here we go. So here's the Hon in the A6 size. I mean, let's see. Let's I don't know. Given that it's only been used for a little bit, and seeing that there is a little bit of space left over here with how it's closing, I personally think that it won't be impossible to close, but I think that with for example, if you were to scrapbook or add more things to the paper, I think maybe it'll get thicker. I don't know if it'll get as thick as my Hobonichi Weeks, but I think it will still get relatively thicker. I think. This is just an estimated guess, as I've never used one before. Everything. Probably Tamagotchi A6 and the Calligraphy Weeks, and maybe Tama Weeks too. Wow. Very exciting. What I'm going to do now is actually have us switch the camera view so we can get chatting about frequently asked questions. I can cover any important things for you. And I want to go over my system for the year of 2026, as I think it might be something that somebody might want to hear, maybe? So let me get my stuff set up here. Oh, I forgot to put this back. Here you go, Lauren. So, there you go. I'm going to grab one of the weeks, the poem, when it becomes available. Awesome. Y'all are thinking like me. So, let me talk about my system that I had for this year, and then I will talk about my plans for 2026 and why, just in case it might inspire you, might give you a better idea of what you might want to choose for yourself when it comes to tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the opportunity to purchase your Hobonichi for 2026. Please excuse while Lauren gets the camera situated. Excuse the movement, I should say. Weeks and possibly the day free. Yes, yes, yes. So, I will say, for my Hobonichi journey, I started in 2023 with the Cousin. Used the entire thing, minus, I think, 6 or 8 pages at the end. However, I really enjoyed it, and last year when I joined again, when I decided to get a Hobonichi again, I decided that I wanted to join the Weeks bandwagon. I tried it for the first time, and I really like it. However, this year I'm not going to use it for the same purpose. Now, you can see I've got a lot of use out of my Weeks. It used to close, doesn't anymore, and I've given up on trying to even attempt to clamp it together. I clamp the pages that I need, but that's really it. And I just wanted to highlight my sticker that I have here just because I designed it for Pen Boutique, and I want to announce that we have all our new sticker designs. So there are 21 or 22 designs to choose from that we now have available for you. I'm not 100% sure if it is listed on our website, but if you are a local customer, they are available for you to look at first, and then you can purchase them online maybe next week, if not the week after. It will be available for you. I have somebody here. We go. Oh, somebody came in for the first time. Hello. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome in. So it says the Weeks and possibly the day free. Yep. And the day free for sure. Not sure to add the weekly or the A6 daily. Well, maybe when I go through my weeks, that might give you a better idea of if it is fit for you and what you might want to use it for. Somebody said, I want a little planner like that. Yes, this is proof of use. I am using it to the brim. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to hold it properly with one hand come the end of this planner. I have quite a bit of pages left to go, but I already know I'm going to fill it up to the end. I love a Weeks for appointments and important information I need to remember. That is a great use for the Weeks. I have somebody that says, I like the love and additions to your weekly, but it will drive me nuts not being able to close it after 8 months of use. I totally understand. It really drove me nuts at the first sight when I first saw it starting to become like this, and then I realized I really had no choice. It was just leave it as is, otherwise I'm not going to use it, and that's not the reason why I got it. So I wanted to make sure that I had it ready to go. So I'm going to give you a little overview of how I use it. I'm going to keep you there so you won't see it too close, just in case there's any information I don't want you all to see. I'm just kidding. But for the first part, like I mentioned before, I use this to track my steps. I use highlighters to color code and then track my steps for the day. And again, I don't necessarily track my steps every single day. The days that I do wear my handy dandy Apple Watch, I am able to track my steps. But there are some days that are blank that I forgot to wear it or whatever, and I use that to track my steps in the beginning. Monthly section, I don't think I really need to go over the monthly section for you all. And then once I get into the weeks, there's a bunch of different ways you can use the weeks. I want to show you all some examples so you get an idea of how the week is used. I don't necessarily use it the same way each week, and I think that's the beauty of it. You don't have to necessarily make it all look the same and or have the same vibe or feel. I want to get to a certain page because I know that I did it. There we go. Here we go. So in April of this year, I took a trip to Europe, and I basically made this a scrapbook version of things for my trip. So I really didn't use the set day section during that week. I just took over the entire 2 pages, added some things here to my spread to make it more unique and more me and fun. However, there are times where I do little swatches here. I have some washi tape samples that I got when I was in Barcelona. I have a plane ticket here and some receipts. And then if I go to more of a crazy week for me, I have a big page here with a lot of information, a lot of words. And it's just, there's different ways to use it, and that's what I really, really like. And then when it comes to the notes section, I really did not use it for notes. I used it to more of, if you will, scrapbook. And I think that's one of my favorite things about my weeks this year. I do wish that I had the Cousin just for size purposes, as the week is relatively small when it comes to scrapbooking, so I feel like I could have used a little bit more space, hence why I'm trying out the day free for the first time this year. Now, if I were to open up to a page that I think is nice, let me see, I'll scroll through here. Let's see what we got. It says, that big thing is a treasure. Yes, it is a treasure. I will treasure this for the rest of my life. Actually, why don't I open up to this page? So, this is a page of stickers. I didn't have any intentions when I put this down to make it look like it was like aesthetically pleasing or anything like that. I just wanted to showcase my designs that I made for Pen Boutique, and yes, these are available now. So I have some stickers here, and I wrote a little note just reminding me of what they were. And I want to show you guys something else that I did here. So for example, I don't know if this might be something inspiring to you, but I like to keep track of things via receipts. So at the time, I got something from Boutique, and to me, the name of the actual product that I purchased reminded me a lot of flowers, so I wanted to make sure I incorporated flowers when it came to that. And then I could pull the receipt up if I wanted to, and the whole concept was the flowers are coming out of the envelope, and when I close it, it's closed all the way so that the envelope doesn't have any issues. And then let's see, I'll show you one more thing, and then I will move on to my A6 that I have for this year. So I am going to show you something that I left blank for a certain reason. So if you don't know, I'm a coffee drinker and I love my Nespresso, and when I order my coffee pods, I sometimes might get a sample. And what I did here was I wrote the sample from Nespresso, cut off the little bit of the sample name and the description from Nespresso themselves, and then I actually have a thing on the bottom that says arrived. It has a date, it has the date for when I tasted it, and then I wrote down the score. So I'm gonna give that my little score there, and then I'll write a little bit about it because I like coffee, I like the taste, I like learning about it. So maybe I'll do some research on the pod or whatever it might be and enter it in there. They are sticker friendly, but not sticker manageable. Yeah, I agree. So that's how I had my weeks for this year. If you guys are interested, I have some Coffee Monster Co. stickers on mine. This one says, I do not know what I'm doing, and I have 7 different things on my desk. That is totally me. I have a You Are Doing Great sticker here, and then a nutrition fact sticker on the back. And then I'm going into the Hobonichi A6 size. Now, this I actually got not that long ago, believe it or not. And you might be wondering, Kristi, it's like towards the middle of 2025. Why did you get a Hobonichi in the middle of 2025? The reason is because I did not use it for the dates or anything like that. I used it with keeping in mind that I didn't want to worry about the dates, didn't want to worry about writing in it every single day. And my whole concept wasn't to write in it every single day. I personally think that it should be used for something else as it's smaller, but that is also just my opinion. So you might think that this is perfect for you, which I totally respect that. I love the planner itself. I just find that I use it for a different reason. And again, mine is covered in Coffee Monster Co. stickers. And if I were to open up to the first page, I have a just page of inks that I had in my pens. It might not be exactly the same now, just because I clean out my pens and put new inks in it, but I just have a little test page here. And then I went into my washi tape collection. So this is just like a little swatches of my washi tape collection. I then went into my ink collection, my personal ink collection. Onto the next page, I have another collection of Tombow markers here. And then I jump into some samples for washi tape. And that is about it for right now. Why do I have these blank pages here? You might be wondering. If you're not, I'll tell you anyway. I plan on using this for anything and everything. I want to actually keep track of recipes through this book. So if I find a recipe that I want to try, I'll write it down here, or if I tried something, I'll write down the recipe and write what I thought about it in this little book. And I'm not going to care about the dates. I'm going to use it until I have no more pages left. I won't necessarily use it every single day. Use it when I feel like it or when I feel it's important. Oh, I have somebody that says I want to improve my handwriting, but I don't write every day. Now, I feel like there's two sides to that. If you don't write every day, it's a little hard to improve your handwriting, but I actually did just teach a handwriting class here at Pen Boutique that you will be able to find some tips and tricks on our YouTube channel here, and you will be able to see some things that I've learned along the way of perfecting my own handwriting and what I think might be able to help you when you are looking at your handwriting and finding the parts that you don't necessarily like right now. And I went over from things from like analyzing your handwriting to changing your handwriting and all the fun stuff when it comes to handwriting. And it's all based on my personal experience. I am in no way, shape, or form a professional. So when that video comes out, please do tune in. You can find some tips and tricks that I have, and maybe it will help you, even though you don't necessarily write every single day. And you can try to follow along with the exercises that we did during the class. I did a few exercises there, and I think maybe that might help you. Ah, you took the class. Okay, very, very cool. So, I think it is very, very, very exciting that you were in the class. Very nice. I think trying to write a little bit more than you do currently, that might help you. Start there. Start by maybe trying to use your Hobonichi to maybe write down your tasks for the day. Maybe that might even help you without you even realizing. Yeah, no problem. I have somebody that says thank you for the info. Yeah, so we do have a playlist section in our channel that has videos grouped together. And in that playlist, we have a playlist for classes. So any of the classes that we taught here at Pen Boutique, we will have a video. It might be a montage, it might be a voiceover related video, it might be something else, but be sure to always check that playlist out, as it has a lot of important things that we talked about in the classes. It might not be the entire class or the exact full class, but I think it's very nice for you to be able to go back and look at it, even though you weren't here. So if you're not a local customer, you're still able to be there with us and take the class and learn a few things that I taught, or somebody else might have taught too, as we have people that do come in to teach classes. All right. Let's go into my setup for 2026. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I don't know if you feel like I'm excited, but I'm very, very excited. So we talked about the day free. I think we all understand what's going to go on here, other than the monthly section. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. What I was thinking, actually, as this is going to be more of a journal for me to do art, my whole idea was to challenge myself this year to do a drawing per day in this the little box. I think it would be really, really fun. Maybe it'll be a doodle, maybe it'll be a watercolor. There we go. My words are not coming out today. Maybe it'll be a little watercolor painting. Maybe it will be, I don't know, a fountain pen ink painting. Who knows? I think I want to challenge myself with this monthly section, and I don't really want to write words on the monthly section, but I do know that if I have a scrapbook page going on here, that I will want to make sure I do some writing here, maybe a little arrow pointing out certain things for that. Very, very simple. And then I am not going to be using my weeks for the same purpose this year. My goal next year, if I come to you live again next year, is to not have my Hobonichi look like this. And if it does look like this, you can come at me in the comments. I am not hoping my Hobonichi weeks looks like this next year. Why? You might be asking, why? Why don't you want it like that? Well, this year, my whole goal for my Hobonichi Weeks is to use it to track finances. I'm not looking to write any journal entries in here. I'm not looking to add any pictures or make it look relatively pretty. The cover is pretty enough for me. So I plan on using it to track finances, and maybe here I'll keep track of, certain receipts or certain important deadlines relating to finances, and then I will have my finances tracked here, as well as keep track of, in the monthly section, I want to keep track of my overall spending for the month, whether that be the day. Maybe I'll put the total in the day and then the total at the bottom in big numbers. So that's what I'm going to do for the weeks. And then my cousin. I'm very excited. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the front yet. I don't know if I'm going to do stickers. I don't know if I'm going to make like some sort of scrapbook collage type of cover just yet, but I'm very excited to do so. When I do, I will be sure to highlight it on our social media so you guys might get inspired. Maybe if you don't want to get a cover necessarily, you want to make it more personalized and do your own kind of cover. I tend to do that. I tend to either do stickers or make my own cover. This year, I'm going to basically be doing what I did in my weeks, but in here. So I'm going to use the monthly section. I really, really thoroughly enjoy the hourly section. I did truly miss this this past year when I decided to go to the week section. I really did not realize I enjoyed writing in the hourly section. I enjoyed making a spread, matching the colors, the stickers, the ink I decided to use, and I'm really looking forward to using this again. And then in the daily section, I'm kind of going to do the same thing. Maybe I'll do a journal entry in the morning. I'll add maybe a sticker from, maybe I went to a coffee shop. I'll add that in there. Maybe I'll add a receipt, and then I'll do another entry at night. I don't know exactly, but my plan is to do a to-do list on the left-hand column here with the quote-unquote invisible line. And then I plan on doing more of an entry style, adding stickers, making it look very, very pretty in here for the daily section. So that's my lineup for 2026. I almost said 2023. 2026. And I'm very excited. I enjoy the fact that it looks like this, but I don't want it to look like this again. And there might be people that disagree with me, but that's just a personal preference. Do we have any, we have a question. I was just going to say, do we have any questions in the chat? And we do have a question. Which ones come with a free cover? I have the time reserved for my online purchase tomorrow. So, the cousin and the weeks. Any purchase of the cousin or the weeks will get the free cover. However, it is limited to the first 100 customers. We will be giving it to the first 100 customers only. So, if you're interested in one, be sure to be on your computer. I would say maybe 9:55 tomorrow, and then maybe also research what you want. Make sure you're looking at the listings with the names and making sure you're clicking on the correct ones. And then if you're on the website at 9:55, get ready to go, add everything to your cart, and then you should be good to go. I do want to highlight some of the options for getting your Hobonichis. Now, if you are a local customer, you have a few options. What you can do is you can either shop online tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can order it for in-store pickup. So you can order it to make sure that it is ready for in-store pickup. Now, Monday being a federal holiday, we will not be able to process your order until at least Tuesday. And the earliest you would be able to pick it up is the earliest day that we are open during the week, Thursday. So if you order tomorrow, which is Sunday, we will process your order starting Tuesday, and then you can pick it up as early as Thursday. However, please make sure you look at your email for an email confirmation first. Once you get that email confirmation, then you are more than welcome to come in store. We would like you to ask that you do make sure you come in with that email confirmation ready, just so that we know, and we're ready to go grab your items for you. And then if you are wanting to wait, you are more than welcome to do so. The earliest you can shop the collection in person is Thursday. So next Thursday, that is the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. That's the 4th of September. You are able to shop the collection in store. I cannot promise you that we will have every single item that I showed you readily available. We may sell out of certain items come tomorrow, which is Sunday the 31st. However, whatever is left will be available ready for you. to go, ready to go for you. We have, you might have the date free. We might have some A6s available, 5 years, some cousins and weeks and whatnot. Maybe we won't. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see how it goes. This is our first time again carrying Hobonichi products, so we ask you to bear with us as it's something very new and we're learning as we go. As we all have been saying, we're learning as we go when it comes to Hobonichi. And, oh, I want to mention that the amount of samples that we have 10 different sample options. So if you're willing to wait and you're a local customer, please come in to test out our paper. We have 10 different options for you that I think you will truly love. And I think it'll be great if you test it beforehand, just in case. When I did my paper comparison earlier this morning, I uploaded my paper comparison earlier this morning, I did only test some pens from my collection. However, there were people that did test it in their own collection. Pens from their own collection, which were in more of a medium broad nib. And I think it might be really good for you to check it out just in case, because I tested only fines and extra fines and my approximate fine. And another thing I will say, orders will not ship on the 1st. We are not open on the 1st, so the earliest that they might, big word here, they might start shipping on Tuesday. I cannot guarantee that we will start shipping on Tuesday. However, we will be working around the clock to make sure we get your orders ready to go starting Tuesday. Tested the medium Lamy. They were great. There you go. I personally don't use mediums, but I know a lot of people do. So as long as you've tested it, that's good. And I do want to, I'm just looking at some questions here. I do want to note that we have the potential, there's a potential that we will restock certain things. I can't give you a definite answer, but there is a potential that we will restock certain things and stock things that we do not currently have. So if there's a design that you see out there at another retailer that you're like, I really like that, but I don't necessarily live close enough to go do a local pickup with them, and you might maybe live closer to us, please do not worry. Within the next month or so, I'm not 100% sure, we will most likely have some more items stocked as well as restocked for you. As we know, this is such a big thing and we want to make sure we help you all get the planner that is fit for you for 2026. Any questions so far? Did I cover everything? Are we all feeling confident about the sale tomorrow? Once they go live, 10 p.m. Oh, so it's 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our website, they will go live. You are able to purchase whatever planner fits your needs. Any questions? Do I need to test anything live here for you before we decide to sign off? I hope you all find the best Hobonichi chat. Have a nice month, everyone. Very nice of you. I hope everybody finds the one that's right for them. I am confident, but not my wallet. That's very valid. If you look online, you are able to see our prices for each and every single item that we have going on for 2026. And please, I'm reminding you again, please do pay attention to the listing titles and the price along with it. If you're questioning, why is this price? You might be looking at an item that has a cover combined with it. If you're interested in the covers, you must buy them together, so that's why the price is reflected that way. However, if you're looking to buy something individually, please make sure you're looking at the listing and making sure you're clicking the correct one before you check out. Any questions? Did I talk about each and everything enough for you all? Hopefully. I'm hoping. Maybe. I'm not sure. please also let me know in the chat. How do you guys like lives? This is our first time ever thinking about doing a live and doing one. I mean, I did do a test one this past week, but it's our first time ever doing a live, being able to chat to you guys live. Very useful. Okay, that makes me feel good. Okay. No problem. Would you guys like to see lives in the future? That's another question to ask you guys. It might not necessarily be a sit down like this. We could do another live where we explain what we're doing or how we brainstorm for certain things or prepping for an episode of a show like Ink Spill, something like that. You're very welcome, Michelle. It was nice. Thank you. Yes, you would like to see more. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. More opportunity to ask questions. Okay, cool. Now, just a follow-up question for you. Are you looking for specific questions about products, or are you looking specific questions about Pen Boutique as in itself, or what kind of questions would you be looking to ask? Just curious. How did we like the setup, by the way? I'm sorry, I'm asking you all a lot of questions, but I just want to get some feedback from you all. This is our first time again, and we tried to think of different ways that we can show you the products and in a different light, in a different way in comparison to the videos that we've done before, whether that be for your print enjoyment or on Ink Spill or via other videos, an interview, class, whatever it may be. I would like to know if you like the way that we showed things, or if you would prefer it a different way, or if you would prefer just to be able to see the table. Let me know, please, before we decide to sign off, just so I know for next time. A little bit of everything, okay. Audio might need improvement, okay. Otherwise, the setup is cozy and informative. We could view every product clearly. Great! Were you referring to the air conditioning? Maybe that was what made it noisy? For today, this is perfect because I am a Hobonichi virgin, but for future, maybe it is perfect to have live for new collections or for new sales like pre-Black Friday or Christmas sales. Thanks. That's a great idea. I will make sure I make note of that and think about it for the future when it comes to Black Friday, Thanksgiving time, Christmas time, all of that holiday time. And I would be very excited to make sure that we do a live for you. Audio seems low and distant. Okay, thank you for the information. We'll make sure we keep that in mind next time. Maybe we'll make sure I get a mic on next time when I'm doing the live. That is very, very valuable information. Thank you. Great for new items. Okay. Regarding the setup, it's fine. All right, cool. This is the setup that we have for both for your pen driven and ink spill. However, I'm excited to say that we have things in the works. I won't say what it is. I won't say what's happening, but there's exciting things coming down the line, and I hope that you have your notifications on so that you know when we have a new video, as we may have a special video here and there for you that might not be necessarily on schedule where we have, for example, for your pen enjoyment or ink spill. So as you're watching me live right now, make sure you have those notifications on so you know when we upload a video. And I think you will be very, very excited for what's to come for our YouTube channel, as we were making a lot of improvements, and I'm very, very excited. Also, for those of you that are staying on live, those of you are very, very lucky because I'm only telling you guys this here. I don't know if you looked in the background, but there's actually a Hobonichi on the shelf in the background. I have it right here. This is the Hirokoto Kobuta. Hopefully I said that right. Waiting on the cord. So there's a little cat sitting on the piano key with a flower And why is this so special? It's been sitting there the entire time, this entire live, and the reason is because we're giving it away. So, if you're interested in winning this Hobonichi Techohan, let's get you closer. Maybe it'll help you see. If you're interested in winning this beautiful Hobonichi, I highly recommend you listen to the instructions. So, in order to enter to win, A, you need to make sure you're subscribed. B, you need to comment down below. I want to say something that you're looking forward to when it comes to your Hobonichi this year, whether it be you're trying a new setup, you're trying a new type of Hobonichi planner, or whatnot. And then you need to head over to Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and if you're more of an Instagram person, please take a photo of your Hobonichi from this year or the year before, years prior, anything that you're really happy with, really proud of, and tag us. We'll be sure to share it on our social media, and you will be entered to win. Now, if you're not on Instagram, that is a-okay. We will still honor the fact that you subscribe, comment down below. Maybe if you want to tag 2 friends, feel free to tag 2 friends. You can tag them in this video once it gets uploaded to make sure that they come and look back at the Hobonichi product that we did show throughout the day today. And we will announce on our socials when we will be picking a winner. So for right now, you have plenty of time to enter to win. So make sure you're subscribed, have that notification bell turned on, comment down below, tag 2 friends if you want, comment what you're most excited about for Hobonichi season 2026, and then go to Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and make a post, tag us, and that's really it. I feel like it's a fun little opportunity for you to win. So if you're interested in winning this, we don't carry this one actually. We don't carry this A6 size designed cover, the Waiting on the Cord. So if you're interested in this, this is the only one that we have, and I highly recommend you enter to win, because who doesn't want a Hobonichi for 2026 with this really cute key? Piano on the key. Nope. Cat on the key. There we go. It's been a long live. Please excuse me. Yeah, subscribed. I want to improve my handwriting. See, already following both on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll tag you in a post. Great! We will enter you to win. Looking forward to using my Hobonichi 2026 for a daily journal. Yes! Okay, thanks, bye. Bye! Thank you. Bye! So, I would like to say thank you all for joining me today on our first ever YouTube live. It was a stressful week thinking about it, but I'm very excited that I got to do this and got to chat with all of you here in the Pen Boutique studio. And I hope you learned a lot about Hobonichi. I hope my information was valuable to you. And if you have any questions at all whatsoever between now and tomorrow before the launch, which is, again, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our website is penboutique.com. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to give me an email, and I will be sure to answer your questions as soon as possible. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope you secure all of the Hobonichi products that you are looking to get for 2026 tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you in store next week. Do you have a question really quick? You're looking forward to using the new planner A6 in weeks? Yes, thank you for having a live. No problem. I hope to see you all soon, and we will see you on live next time.